I often get asked why I chose to be a facial plastic surgeon. When I was in medical school, I was originally interested in the anatomy and the problems associated with the head and neck. So I chose a field that would take me towards those interests, and that field was, of course, otolaryngology, head and neck surgery. When I was accepted to my residency, the internship for otolaryngology, head and neck surgery is a surgical internship. So during the surgical internship, you're faced with the unique surgical problems of the entire body. However, when you enter the residency, the last 4 years of the residency are focused in otolaryngology, head and neck surgery, and that's where you really begin to hone in on the problems associated with the head and the neck. As I developed throughout my residency, I began to take interest in reconstruction of the face and the head, and that was due to the unique residency opportunities that I had. I did part of my residency at a major level 3 trauma center in New York City, and of course, being in such a busy trauma center, we saw some fairly unique traumas and reconstructive problems. And so gradually my interest began to focus into that direction. During the latter part of my residency, that interest in reconstructive surgery began to turn into cosmetic surgery. And so as I became a senior resident and a chief resident, my interest began to focus on cosmetic surgery of the nose, cosmetic surgery of the face. And I thought, what better opportunity than to go on and do a fellowship in cosmetic reconstructive facial surgery, and that's the path I chose. So that's the long answer to the question, but it's been a gradual evolution for me in terms of why I chose to do what I am currently doing. I decided to narrow my focus during the latter part of my residency. Having been faced with a lot of unique challenges as far as reconstruction of the face and the head during my residency, I decided that I was more interested in cosmetic surgery. At the time, I knew that I wanted to seek additional training in that subspecialty. And I had plenty of opportunities to choose residencies, not only throughout New York, but throughout the United States. And I chose not to do a fellowship or a residency in general plastic surgery, but one that focused in on my topic of interest or my area of interest, which was the face. And so I went on to do a fellowship in facial plastic surgery. The specialty of facial plastic and reconstructive surgery is the only specialty in medicine that addresses specifically the problems of the face, head, and neck. The path that most facial plastic surgeons take is a double board certification path. That means that most of us are board certified in otolaryngology, head and neck surgery, and then we are board certified in facial plastic and reconstructive surgery, with the vast majority of us completing a fellowship in facial plastic and reconstructive surgery after residency training. The transition between being a student and being practical really happens gradually. In reality, we never cease to be students. I, myself, as well as others in my specialty, are constantly trying to expand our knowledge. We go to conferences, we read journals, we stay on top of the latest literature. And I think that's true for anybody that wants to be in the cutting edge or at the front of their specialty. However, the transition between student and practice happened at the end of my fellowship. I finished my fellowship in October of 2001, and at that time, I decided that I wanted to open a private practice in facial plastic and reconstructive surgery. The challenges that I faced at that time were not only intellectual challenges, but they were also obviously challenges in starting up a small business and beginning to create a practice that was needed in the area where I wanted to open that practice, and that was originally in Jacksonville, where I am currently located. When I opened the practice in 2001, I had the opportunity to start to use the knowledge that I had gained in my previous years in fellowship training as well as residency training. And so even after I started my practice, I continued to be a student. The knowledge that I gained during residency and fellowship was really more like a baseline. In other words, I learned the basic skills to be able to start a practice and provide good results to my patients. Because I continue to be a student, my practice has evolved. Now, it has evolved in small ways, but it has evolved nonetheless. And so the procedures that I did back in 2001 are very similar to the procedures I do now. However, there's been small changes in the procedures that have been able to allow me to improve my results for my patients. Many people in our community know that I was affiliated with my brother for 10 years of my practice. We were together in the same space from 2005 to 2015, so it follows that people want to know what happened between my brother and I and why we're not together anymore. The first thing is that I would like people to know that I talk to my brother 3 or 4 times a week, and my brother is still my best friend. And we were in business together for 10 years, and those were the best 10 years of my life. We had a wonderful time together. Every day was fun. Every day was interesting. There is no dramatic story. Fortunately, we decided to go to different locations as a matter of geography, and that's as simple as I can make it. My brother lives in one part of Jacksonville. I live in another part of Jacksonville. He wanted to open a practice close to his home. I wanted to open a practice close to my home. And it was a simple matter of being closer to our families, and that is the simple fact. My career has been wonderful. It's now been 17, almost 18 years since I finished my fellowship. I still love coming into work every day. I enjoy coming into work and seeing my patients, taking care of my patients, addressing their concerns, their problems. This is something that I've always felt that I was destined to do for a living. I don't see myself ever being able to do anything else for a living. And it's because it's a culmination of an entire lifetime of studying and commitment. And so for me, it's been a privilege to be able to do what makes me happy every day of my life. I simply would like patients to know that I am grateful to have been able to participate in their journey to improve themselves physically, and to have been entrusted by my patients to be able to take care of their problems. I truly enjoy hearing back from my patients and having them tell me how much what we have done together has improved their life. And that truly is one of the selfish or not selfish reasons that I do what I do every day. It's simply to make people happy through surgery.